Hey guys, welcome back to the land of books and movies. 2025 is coming to a close, and while I was focusing on my studies, I came across some obscure, weird content to occupy rare moments of downtime or provide something to listen to while I practiced my AutoCAD. From the annals of Tubi, I came across a couple of 70s cult classic revenge flicks. I watched I Spit on Your Grave, which is highly controversial and argued to be a feminist piece, since the protagonist gets her revenge on the bumpkin assholes who repeatedly gang jump her. I disagree somewhat. Yes, she got the upper hand, but there's a lot of ignorance at play, like victim blaming, and that essay is the result of unchecked lust. No, once and for all, it's about destroying someone. I rest my case. The other one was Last House on the Left, where the parents of the victims get revenge on the trash who violated their daughters and made them dead. I fell asleep during all the revenge and woke up to the credits rolling to what sounded like Benny Hill music. Okay. All right, moving on. One thing I do enjoy doing is networking with other content creators. I discovered a channel called Pugsr from a YouTube notification, and credit for the next 5 discoveries that I'm about to discuss go to him. He has a series of videos called Extreme Book Club and Extreme Movie Night that open up with this warning alarm that reminds me of the Someone's About to Die track from the Kill Bill movies. It's because of Extreme Book Club I have a whole other subgenre of books to tackle, splatterpunk. The absolute craziest of the crazy and not for the queasy. The first video of his I ever listened to while doing homework was called Wound, and that misspelling has a purpose behind it. It's shocking and gory, and at the same time, very deep, pun fully intended, and insightful. A man rents a specific hotel room and rents an even more specific lady of the evening, who he proceeds to tell a series of shocking and tragic stories to, all of them having occurred in that very hotel room. And now, while he's telling her these stories, he's testing her tolerance, if you know what I mean, with a highway cone of all things. After story time is over and he is finished testing her and has deemed her to be perfect for his intention, it's reveal time. All these tragic stories were chapters of his own tragic life. And to complete his healing, he wants to be reborn in the most literal possible sense, with her as his new mother. And so he conks her on the noggin, crawls in, and crawls back out. Holy shit. Another selection from Extreme Book Club that is too crazy to ignore is Playground, where a gross, dag-nasty old bag, along with her Nazi business partner and adult kidnap victim, prey on financially strapped families by suckering them into their multi-level trap with the promise of a juicy paycheck in exchange for their kids' time and effort as a focus group. This multi-level trap is disguised as a playground, complete with slides, a merry-go-round, and a seesaw, all of it festooned with what can be best described as perils inspired by all the Saw movies. The children are all meant to die horribly before the parents are to be executed, all because the old bag and her business partner are sadists. There are more layers to Playground that come across as just gratuitous ick factors. So, with that being said, I have an idea to compare the details of Playground to which installment of the Saw franchise that inspire them. Extreme Book Club isn't just splatterpunk. There's also some banned books such as A Clockwork Orange and some controversial classics such as Flowers for Algernon, and some dystopian sci-fi novels. Where I just lost myself. Yes. Before moving on to extreme movie night, I have to give credit where it's due. Pugsr understood A Clockwork Orange better than I did. And now for some extreme movie night selections. There are 13 to date extreme movie night videos, all of them foreign films, which is something I noticed too, that comparatively speaking, American movies have gone cookie cutter. 3 extreme movies I found to be unforgettable were all for different reasons. And the shock value not being the main reason in any case. Anyway, the first one I checked out was from Canada, and it's called The Natamorphose. Meet Laura. She is an everywoman. She lives in a simple little place of her own. She's dating a douchebag, has a career as a nurse, and a little side hustle making nondescript art. There is nothing remarkable or reproachable about Laura. Except one day, her bruises don't heal, they multiply. And it gets more and more obvious that she's unwell. And I wonder if part of this movie is a subtle dig at how medical professionals make the worst patients, because they always self diagnose and self treat, often to their own detriment. Anyway, her condition worsens inside and out. Her bruises connect until they're all over. The superficial wounds don't heal and she's leaking everywhere. Her nails fall off, her hair falls out, and she spits out her teeth. And apparently her brain is turning to mush as well, since none of this compels her to go to a doctor. She kills her douchebag boyfriend and her friend who offers to bring her to the hospital. She peels her ears off and puts them in jars of alcohol, like maybe she can put them back on later. Does she think she's Mrs. Potato Head? She also pops her eyes out and tries adding them to her strange masterpiece. Clearly, her brain is turning to mush. At the end of it all, she gets out of the bath, and there's this close up on some water drops with her dissolving flesh steeped in it, like she's become a human tea bag. And she's crawling across the floor on her belly like a worm because her muscles are going. Her breathing sounds congested and ragged because her lungs are turning to mush. And then it is all over. Her final moment makes me think of when you try to make PB&J using only a butter knife and you experience the frustration of not being able to scoop jelly with a butter knife. It just flops right off back into the jar. Anyway, that's what her liquefied physique does. It blops off her bones like jelly off of a butter knife. And she lets one more cry before the ligaments holding her head together turn to mush and her mandible thumps to the floor, leaving her looking like a crime scene. Bad luck, Laura. The Natamorphose, everybody. The next one comes from Finland. It's kind of like E.T. Little Tina, a gymnast with a pretentious, phony Instagram TikTok mom, adopts the one lonely egg of a crow that flew into their house during one of those TikTok moments and upended it, prompting Mommy Dearest to break its neck even though it's not injured. Anyway, Tina later on finds the bird, still alive but not completely immobile, and puts it out of its misery. She finds its nest and takes responsibility for the egg, which grows bigger as she keeps it warm under her teddy bear, and she talks to it, even hugs it and lays on it as it gets big enough for her to do that. After a particularly defeating day of gymnastics practice with her phony mother harping on her relentlessly, she cuddles on the egg, which is bigger than her by now, and the shell absorbs her tears and starts to hatch. It's a crow chick the size of a human child, but it's not cute at all. But it is pitiable and innocent for now. As this hatchling develops, it looks less like a black bird and more like a human until it looks exactly like Tina herself. And it's at this point in the movie that the E.T. comparison takes shape. The hatchling that Tina names Ollie can pick up on Tina's innermost feelings, and Tina can telepathically see what Ollie is up to. They can also feel each other's pain and sustain each other's injuries. And this reaches its fever pitch when Tina's mother takes her on a road trip to visit with her side piece, who is revealed to be a very newly minted widower with a new baby. It's after this visit, during the gymnastics competition, that Tina can see what Ollie is up to. She's got a hatchet and she's approaching the crib. Tina fumbles on purpose and breaks her own wrist, which stops Ollie from hurting the baby, but doesn't stop Mr. Side Dude from seeing Ollie jump out of the window and hold Tina responsible, thus ending the relationship with Mommy Instagram. It all comes to a head after Ollie has seriously maimed a friend from Tina's gymnastics class, and it also comes to a head when Tina's family sees Tina and Ollie side by side. Ollie attacks Mom, and Mom kills Tina, which completes Ollie's transformation into the perfect Tina. The last one comes from Sweden, and it's based on a mini-series from the 60s. And it's not as disturbing and gory as it is unbelievably sad. It's called Unyara, and this one teaches a lesson that the biggest lie we tell ourselves is that we have control. A captain and crew and hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of civilians board the Unyara, a continent-sized spacecraft bound for Mars now that Earth has become unlivable. So off they go, and things quickly go sideways. They were knocked off course by an asteroid and had to forfeit their fuel supply, and the nearest place to replace it and continue on to Mars is about 2 years away. So they change direction, and as this journey goes on, things do not get any better. The captain, crew, and passengers try to placate themselves with VR simulations. They try meditation and group activity, but resources decrease without replacement, and hope falters. And as the timeline jumps by years, we see fewer and fewer people until 5 million years later, there's nothing left on the Unyara except dust. No personal effects, no bones, just dust. And the Unyara is back at square one, hovering above Earth, which has since returned to normal. So that is my weird shit haul of 2025. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you have curiosity and time to spare, please join Pugsr for extreme books, movies, games, and anime. And we'll see you next year and next book and movie.